This video is designed to show you a few tricks on the Excel Tutorial 3 review. I want to show you how to do fill without formatting for the year-end summary table. I'll show you how to do a payment function. I'll show you how to do the if function. You can also check your numbers to make sure they line up right. Okay, so we're setting up a sum. We're totaling the yearly value. Got that. Also doing the same with our average. We can drop that from the auto sum. Give it the range. Good there. The maximum. We're going to use a built-in function for that. I know you could look at that and find the maximum, but you shouldn't have to. We want to keep it as little work for you as possible. So again, the same range there. Minimum there. Again, using a formula, same range, enter. Now we have those formulas in one time. Once they're in there once, we can use our fill handle, that little black plus there in the corner, and we can fill it all the way down. Now, if you notice, the formatting is already in place. So when we fill it, it's going to fill the numbers, or the formulas, and the formatting. And we don't want the formatting, so on that little drop down here, we're going to tell it to fill without formatting, and that will take us back to our original formatting. For now, ignore the mortgage row because that will correct itself when we fill in the mortgage. Also want to show you the fill handle for the months, and I apologize for not doing this in any particular order, but I want to show you, as I said, the fill handle is a pretty nifty little trick. And when you put it in January, it's going to assume that you're doing months, and when you fill with that, okay, it will fill the months in automatically. Excel is pretty darn smart when it comes to that. Now, I want to take a second and show you the payment function. I've already set it up in Mortgage Plan 2. I'm only going to demo it once. But when you're doing a payment function, the important thing is that you have everything in the same term. So if we're trying to figure out a monthly payment, we need a monthly interest rate and the number of months we're paying, okay? So our monthly interest rate is our annual interest rate divided by the number of months in a year, which we put into the spreadsheet here, so we will do that. The same with the total months. That's the number of payments we're making. So it's, again, the number of years of the loan times the number of months in a year. Again, it's 12. Now, to insert the payment, just however you want to get your function dialog box up, I do recommend using the insert function dialog box. If payment doesn't come up, you can go to financial and scroll down till you find it there. You can take a look at the box. The nice thing is, if you can't remember what you need, down here it explains it. Again, monthly payment means we need a monthly interest rate. So we'll click on the monthly interest rate that we calculated there. Then I'll come back to the number of payments. Again, that's the number of payments over the course of the loan. So that's what we calculated there. PV, that's the amount we're borrowing. So that's right there. The other things, if it's not bold, it's not required. So we don't need to do anything else. We can click OK. And we have a payment function. Now, it happens to be negative. So if I click in front of the P for payment and add a minus sign, I can make that positive. Okay, so that's the payment function. Whenever you're doing these assignments, please do a logic check. Don't submit an assignment to me that has a mortgage payment of $30,000 or $20,000 a month. You know, for that, that's just not realistic for the amount that we're borrowing. The last thing we want to look at is the if function for the mortgage, okay? So we want to look at the different mortgage choices inside our budget. So up here it lets us pick whether we want Mortgage Plan 1 or Mortgage Plan 2. Down here we're going to use an if function to put the right mortgage in depending on which one we want to look at. So again, insert your function there. It's a logical function. I can go to most recently used if it's there, or logical. Choose if. Again, I suggest using the dialog box because it tells you what you need. The first is a comparison. So if the contents of E1 are equal to 1, okay, so I'm checking, are they equal to 1? If they are, then I'm going to put the payment for mortgage plan 1 in that cell. If they're not, I'm going to put the payment for mortgage plan 2 in that cell. And that's really all there is to it. Excel knows if it's not true, it's false, so it will put, put the value of false for that. Now, if I copy that just the way I put it in, and sort of show you here what's going on, you can see here it's referring to 1 and the payments. If I come over to the next cell, everything's shifted. And that's relative cell addressing, which is what Excel is supposed to do most of the time. If you don't want the cell addresses to shift, you have to make them absolute. I can do that by hitting the F4 function key on my keyboard. When I have the cell, I said I'm clicked on the cell address, I hit F4, it adds those dollar signs. Those dollar signs make it absolute. If you want to think of those little anchors instead of little dollar signs, you can do that. So the absolute cell reference, when I make it absolute, then I can fill it, boom, and I have my mortgage. And you can see here, it plugs in the mortgage plan 1. If I change that to a 2, the mortgage changes. Okay, and that's that.